Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a little bit of a Q&A video. This is just based around a few questions what you've all asked me on Instagram, on the Instagram like a little poll thing. So yeah, let's head straight in. So the first question I've received is, what made you start the gym and advice to stay motivated every day? I would say it's so difficult to stay motivated every day, and that's coming from someone who literally hates sitting around and doing nothing with their life. Some days I'll have me down days where I literally just don't want to move or budge off the bed, but then I think I'm going to hate myself for this in a week's time when I'm in that dress, or I feel like rubbish because my body isn't the way I want it to be, if that makes sense. What made me want to start the gym, I would probably say, was kind of like just building up to summer, and a lot of my friends were starting the gym as well, so it was kind of like, oh, let's all go together. I enjoyed the gym so much just because I've made like new friends from the gym, just having like my actual like gym group, and also just like getting away from social media and just having like a normal nice time to just chill out and with good people with good vibes. So the second question is, did you find it hard to manage clients when you were at school, and did you ever fall behind? So when I was at school, I did kind of not so much fall behind, but I used to always put my makeup before my homework, put it that way. I wouldn't say I'd want to change that now, just because I wouldn't be where I were now if I wouldn't have done that when I was younger. I think that for younger girls nowadays, makeup is such a job that so many young girls want to do, and I think when you do tell a teacher, oh, I want to do makeup, they kind of look at you like, come on. Like, that's what teachers literally used to look at me like, and not even teachers, like people around me would literally look at me like I had 10 heads. I know for a fact that I'm not where I want to be right now. I'm still working on me career and where to see myself in like 5 to 1 year time, but at the end of the day, just because someone looks at you funny or doesn't think that it's right for you to be doing something that you enjoy as a job, then they're clearly not in the right frame of mind to be in your circle, if that makes sense. If I could give any advice, I would literally say, if you want to go for that, go for it. Like, don't let anyone tell you no. I wouldn't say everyone, I'd say a few people would literally look at me funny being like, but then when they see you doing good, it's kind of like they creep up behind you, but that's just how the world works. Okay, so someone said, I always use a different colour on my eyes, but they seem to blend into one. Any advice? So I say with this, it will probably be your base product, what you're using. Your base product, you want it to be nice and thick so you can get all your colours powered up onto the eye. Whereas if you were only to have one layer of concealer, them colours aren't going to come through as vibrant. And especially with your blending as well, try not to overblend. I think that's what I used to struggle with so much when I started off as well. I used to overblend so much because I used to be like, oh my god, no, look at the harsh line, look at the harsh line. So I keep blending, but it's not so much about keep blending. I think old style was kind of like blend all your colours out, but now it's very like blocky, but the blocky, what's the word? Enhances like your shimmer or your glitter, what you're going to pop on the eye, so it does makeup changes all the time. But yeah, I'd definitely say it's to do with your concealer. When are you going back to Spain, or are you? I do plan on visiting all my friends again in Spain. It was such a lifetime experience, and if I could push anyone to say go and do it alone, do it, because it completely shows you who you are as a person. I think just especially for me, I was at like a really low point in my life where I just felt a little bit lost, and I just felt where I didn't know where to put myself. So moving away and just being in a completely different society with people who I had to introduce myself to again, I think just really made me realise like where I want to be and where to see myself. And just little stuff like living in the apartment with the girls, I literally just missed like getting up and getting ready and going to the gym and stuff, not like waking up every morning with the pure sweat because it was literally like 32 degrees. If I could literally tell anyone to go and live abroad, I would say 100% do it, even if it's just for 2 weeks, a month, or even like 6 months, a year. It's such a big step, but it literally just, you just find yourself. Like, odd and awkward as that sounds, you really do just like find who you are as a person. If you are feeling a little bit lost or feeling like you need a little bit more help or whatever, I'd always say go off and leave your phone. Like, I think your phone is such a big part of like everyone's personality now, and then especially when I was living in Spain, it's kind of like the beach, so you can't really take your phone on the beach, and when you're going on walks or just like little things like that, you don't want to take your phone. So it was so much more easier for me to like just leave like my social media life, if that makes sense, and actually just focus on like, wow, like I actually don't realise how lucky I am to be able to just move to Spain with the click of the fingers. Well, for me it was a lot like, so if I can pay £200 for a train ticket to London, but then only have to pay £150 for a return back from Spain, which one kind of weighs up a lot more better in the summer, and it made so much more sense. So do you say to anyone, go and live abroad alone? It is literally the best thing ever. I don't plan on that being my last time going to move abroad either. Oh, please don't buy anything today, thank you. Best starter brush set. So the best starter brush set I would recommend for makeup would probably be the Morphe brushes. Morphe brushes are unbelievable. You get like your simple foundation brushes, then you get your blusher brushes, and obviously your angled contour eye brushes, the Zoeva set. So these are a little bit more of a high end, but I always say if you invest in good brushes and good face brushes, you're never going to have to keep topping them up every year or so, or 2 years. I know that some of my Morphe brushes I've had for 3 years now, and the hairs are still not come out of them at an end. They're really good. It might be a little bit pricey for starting off. You've got to think, where are you going to go with this? Like, because if you're paying out so much for £20 sets of brushes and they're just not working for you, then you're going to be spending more money on £20 brush sets, if that makes sense. What star sign are you? Well, my star sign is so awkward because I am on the cusp, as they call it. So my birthday's the 23rd of August, so I'm in between a Virgo and a Leo. Some days I'll be like a Leo, and then some days I'm like a Virgo. I'm literally just back and forth in the middle. It's really annoying, but it's good at the same time because it's like two personalities. How did you know you wanted to become an MUA? For me, it was kind of like the Halloween season. I love special effects, and special effects is what I love. Like, I like that fear of just scaring people and making people be like, oh my god, how has she done that? And questioning of it and stuff. I really enjoy that. But I'd probably say I got into makeup through Halloween, because obviously Halloween kind of dies out after like September, October, November, and then you've got like December that comes along. So in December I kind of like picked up my brush a little bit more, started using glitters, and then even in school and stuff, people were starting to notice and like, oh, did you do that makeup? Or I get a little message off like someone on Snapchat being like, I get a little message off someone on Snapchat being like, oh, did you do this? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, oh my god, you're so good. But like, to me it was like, not where I want to be. Just literally starting off, like I look back 3 years ago and I'm like, oh bless her, she literally, like, I loved P. Louise and everything and thought I'm gonna be here in 2 years time, and just little stuff like that. So it is crazy how much changes in like 3 years time. Like, I'm so proud of myself where I've got myself now already, but there's still so much more that I want to achieve. It's definitely not me saying that like I'm happy where I am. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. Tips for dry skin. Definitely don't use soap. That's what does give you dry skin. To take your makeup off, you're best off using cleansers and a lot more toners and stuff where you can use like a moisturiser for bed and stuff. Everyone's skin tone's different though. Although you may have dry skin, something could work for one person but completely works for a different person. For me personally, I find that my skin is so weird. I went through a phase of whacking on so many products onto my skin. It did work out well for the first 1 to 2 weeks, and then boom, I literally popped out in a billion of spots. But lately now, if I do come home and I'm wearing a full face, meaning like eye makeup, quite like thick contour and cream contour and stuff, I will take my makeup off with soap and water. I know it's such a basic thing and I'm not using makeup wipes and I'm not using toner and stuff, but it's literally personal preference for this. I find that my skin doesn't go as spotty if I do take it off with soap, but then again, that is just my skin, so for someone else's skin this might not work. Very like trial and error with your skin, and especially for girls as well, when it comes up to like that time of the month, it's horrible. Like right now I've literally just flared up all around my face and I'm like, why? Then I love face mapping and seeing why it's found that area, so I think this is like meat or something. But yeah, it's really crazy. If you are ever like annoyed or anything about why you've got spots in a certain area, go and face map it, because it's actually really interesting. Best high-end foundation brand and the best drugstore one. Best high-end foundation brand I'd probably say are MAC Studio Fix. I'll always go back to MAC. I know a lot of people are a fan of the NARS Sheer Glow, but I just love MAC. I love the thickness of it, and I love like it just dries like sets perfect, and then you literally need like a tiny little bit of powder and it doesn't feel thick onto your face either, although it is a thick texture. Drugstore brand I would probably say all the way. Maybelline Superstar, absolute fave. I use it on a daily on myself. I find that my skin does go fine off it. I don't really get spots or anything off the foundation, and it works well for mostly everyone's skin tone as well. How do you prevent from creasing when you smile, etc.? So this is such a big struggle in so many girls' lives. I understand you get it underneath the eyes, you get it on your smile lines, you get it like here, like, or when you go like this, like you might get it up here if you like sweat in the club or whatever. I find that there's literally nothing you can do. If you sweat in the club so much, I would recommend like taking a little powder brush with you and just keep patting back over it. It's so frustrating, but it's literally just the way your skin is if it keeps creasing. I'd probably recommend using a lighter foundation too, just because thicker will not like set as well as a lighter one will into the face. How do you get the perfect dewy look without spending a lot? You can achieve the perfect dewy look with drugstore products, even just with oils. So as long as your skincare routine is involved with oils, your foundation will come out a lot more dewy. If I'm doing a dewy look, I'll tend to pop an oil on underneath my skin, then my foundation, concealer. I'll use a liquid highlighter instead of a powdered highlighter, just so I get that more glowy effect onto my face. But a lot of people assume that dewy is literally like wet on your face, but I think if you were to wear a dewy look out in the night, it's literally going to slide off your face in 10 minutes. So if you're gonna go for that dewy look, I always call it like a dewy face look, so it looks dewy but you are actually matte. So for this, I would tend to put like a jelly highlighter underneath, so obviously like a liquid jelly highlighter underneath, then I'll pop a setting highlighter on top, so it really shines too, but they're still getting that effect of like all the highlighted angles, dewy angles. And last but not least, where do you see yourself in 5 years time? So 5 years time, how old will I be then? So I'll be 22 in 5 years time. 22, I kind of see myself, I really want to be into like the YouTube gang, I should say. Really get myself out there and make loads of new mates across all the world. I really want to be travelling at the age of 22. I don't plan on staying in Liverpool. I love Liverpool, it is my favourite place to be. It's my city, it's my hometown, but there's so much more to discover out there, and I've lived in the UK for 17 years. I've never really done like so much holidays and stuff, and I've travelled all of the UK but not so much travelled the rest of the world. So I really want to do this, whether it's with a partner or on my own. I'm really excited. I see myself with a business at 22 as well, maybe even younger than 22. Definitely see myself pushing my career higher as much as I can. Good, positive people around me. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. I feel like I was very nervous, and I'm never nervous. I don't know what's wrong with me today, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and let me know in the comments what other videos you'd like to see, whether it's makeup related, fashion. Let me know. See you guys soon. Bye.